What's up, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Outliers podcast. I'm your host, Matt Jones, 2587. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to tell you our first sponsor here shows up on the show, Antigo. Screen protector. I got it on my laptop right now for your very own screen protector. Head to antigo.com. Super excited for that. If you guys want to send me any more stuff to put over on the Outliers podcast, feel free to email me at The Wrestling Show, thawrestlingshow@gmail.com. I'll be putting over all types of products, whatever you guys want to send me, I'm down to check out. Now, my next guest, I'm pretty excited about this. He's my son, and he's been on The Wrestling Show since the inception. Let's give a nice warm welcome to the prodigy, Aaden Jones.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's up, Aaden?
How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing so good. Super excited to have you on the show, bro. You got the old nostalgic Frankenstein banner behind you from the original wrestling show.
How tall is he? 6'10", 7 foot?
Something like that.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. So do you remember living at the old wrestling show house?
Vaguely, but yeah, I do have some memories of that. Yeah, I do.
JB's saying we're getting echo. I just turned my sound down. Let me know if we still got that going on or not. This is the first time we've tried doing a simulcast here on the Outliers podcast, so I'm curious how the playback's going to be. Your volume's turned down, and so is mine now, so hopefully it'll go away. It might open up a little bit. But go ahead and give the fans a little bit of an idea of your wrestling career, how you got started wrestling, and where you're at today.
All right, so I started when I was about 6 years old, and it was just, me play fighting my dad. And, I always enjoyed doing that. I always had a fun time, fighting my dad. We'd do it upstairs. I'd film it. We still have videos of it. And then I just, started taking it more seriously. And, and then the wrestling show happened. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. That sounds like a bunch of fun. So, that's just really where I started and how I started wrestling, really.
Nice. So do you watch wrestling now in your free time?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I play the wrestling game. I would say I watch quite a bit of wrestling.
Cool. Do you have any favorite wrestlers out there you want to give a shout out to?
Actually, I do. Seth Rollins, I really look up to him ever since I got a picture with him at the last house show that I went to. Really a good dude. Took pictures with everybody. And I also love Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is definitely one of my favorites. I love the way that he wrestles, and I love his backstory, and I also like his dad, too.
Nice. So you mentioned that you met Seth Rollins.
I did.
Nice. So how'd that make you feel?
That was actually a pretty funny story because we were all the way up in the Metro Center. That's what it's called, the Metro Center. And we were all the way up, in the seats. And actually, the first time I saw him, they were fighting through the crowd. So me, my friend Marvin, and his other friend, we all went down there. I actually got a video. Seth Rollins was right next to me, and Austin Theory. They were fighting right next to me. One of the coolest events that I've been to in my life for sure. And I couldn't believe it when it happened. And then the second time is we snuck down there and ended up snagging a photo with him as my dad was calling me. You were like, where are you at, Aaden? And I'm like, I can't answer it right now. I got to make this happen. So
that was super cool, man. Yeah, we were at the BMO Harris Bank Center.
Not the Metro Center.
It used to be the Metro Center. They've upgraded to the BMO. Surprised you even remember the original name. I don't think it was ever called that since you've been alive.
Really? I feel like you called it that before, though.
Maybe
I still call it that.
Okay, I must call that. So that makes sense. Yeah, so you got to meet Seth Rollins. That was a great time. And you also got to meet a couple other wrestlers. Also Rockford. Do you remember this a few years back at Cherry Bell Mall?
Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. One, I remember it vaguely, but there's a funny story behind this too. We were at the mall, right? And there's this dude with tattoos. I'm like, he looks pretty familiar. I watched a lot of wrestling. So, he's walking and I'm like, that looks like Jeff Hardy. And I was 7 years old, so I wasn't for sure. Now I would have been for sure that it was him, but back then I didn't really know. I'm like, oh, that's Matt Hardy. And my parents no. I'm like, wouldn't it be a coincidence that if they were there and there's a house show in Rockford? So my dad had the audacity to walk up to him, and we got a picture. And they asked us if we were going to the house show, and we said no. And we ended up going to the house show. So really cool event.
Yeah, that was a great time. Aaden's had a lot of inspiration from a lot of different wrestlers. I feel like he's had a lot of wrestling fans who've also been paying attention to his wrestling career. So we're all super excited to have you as part of the wrestling show and just the wrestling universe here in the galaxy that we all love. So
yeah,
we appreciate your contributions, Aaden. I got a couple questions for you here.
Oh yeah.
The hot topic right now in the wrestling world is the WWE. It's about to get sold to some company called Endeavor.
I thought they were going to sell it to the UFC.
The company that owns the UFC actually owns it.
Oh, okay.
So they own the company's called Endeavor, and they own the WWE and the UFC, and they're going to be like merging together. But I want to know your opinion on the man behind the miracle of WWE, Vince McMahon. What does Aaden Jones think about Vince McMahon?
Mixed emotions with that man. I liked him back in the day. I used to watch a lot of old wrestling, and I still do occasionally. But I feel like now I think he's a really big douchebag. I'm not a very, very big fan of him. His wrestling storylines were atrocious. I can't with his wrestling storylines. They're so bad. But besides that, I don't really have anything bad to say about him except the fact he doesn't use his wrestlers properly. He doesn't, script the matches correctly. I just don't like the way that he does things, really, in my opinion.
Fair enough. And I think a lot of other wrestling fans would agree with you on that. Vince McMahon's been in charge for far too long. I mean, he's been recycling the same storylines over and over and over again. So I do have a question. What do you think is going to last longer? Vince McMahon's mustache or Roman Reigns' title reign?
God, that is quite an interesting question. But I don't really like Roman Reigns. I don't think he's a good wrestler. I don't. Like, that's a lot of people would disagree with me, but in my opinion, coming from a wrestler, that his moves suck. His character sucks. He's a knockoff Rock in my eyes. I don't think he's a very good character. He doesn't talk. He doesn't really make sense, in my opinion. And his reign for championship, when he had the belt, is way too long. I don't think he should have the belt for that long. He's not worthy of it. He's not very good, in my opinion. So there's my thoughts on that.
All right. Yeah, I feel you. It's a good point. A lot of people are sick of Roman Reigns. I see a lot of people on Twitter, though, saying that Roman needs to get to that 1,000-day reign. So I think that's kind of why they're letting his reign continue, and Vince McMahon's not going to let nothing happen otherwise, except that. Yeah, see, JB says Roman sucks.
Yeah, Roman sucks. Boo. Yeah,
bro,
really.
For real.
I don't like him at all.
For so long, he's been on top.
And I'm so mad that Cody Rhodes did not beat him at WrestleMania. I hate Solo Sikoa so much with every ounce of everything that I have in my body. I feel like you could agree with that too.
Oh, yeah, bro. I think the whole universe was ready for Cody Rhodes to win that title at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't. I'm still mad thinking about that match. I'm being so honest with you.
But that's Vince. That's the WWE's book for you. It is what it is. What are you going to say about it? Nothing much we can do except just sit and watch and complain and make podcasts about it and try to make our own show be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move back to Aaden Jones here. Why don't you go ahead and tell me about your football career? We all know that you've been playing football since you were like 6 years old. Why don't you go ahead and tell me where you're at now and what your aspirations are for the future?
I started watching football when I was 3 years old with my grandfather, my papa. And I've always liked football. He bought me like a little football helmet. I've always wanted to be a football player. And I knew it since when I played my first year, I played safety. And I was considered like one of the hardest hitting kids on my team because I had the aspiration. I knew what was going on. I knew how to play the game of football. And so I played flag when I was about 5. was all right. I heard that nobody knew what they were doing, so it's kind of a waste of a year, right? So my first actual year of football, when I first got my time to shine, was probably during when I played for Boylan. There's so many stories about that. So let me tell you, there was this kid. He was about a good 4'3", 4'4" midget. I swear he is so short. He sucks horribly. And you know me, I'm a pretty big dude. And I'm a pretty strong kid for my age. I work out, I play football, I play basketball, I play baseball for a little bit. But so during that time, I was playing for Boylan. I was the running back, and this kid, his dad was the coach. And this guy, me and this kid, I played nose tackle, and I tackled his son quite a few times. And this dude had the audacity to walk up to me, said, "Stop effing hitting my kid like that." I'm like, "It's football. What do you expect?" And then the next game, I was benched. His kid was the running back. I swear he averaged negative yards. Who could do that? But besides that, my football career there I was definitely one of the best defensive players. But when it really hit was start of seventh grade. Yeah, I was the quarterback for the Flint Falcons, and needless to say, I want to shout out to like all of my teammates that helped me get to where I'm at right now. My linemen, my defense, everybody, because I couldn't be me if it wasn't for my linemen. So I just want to thank them. It started the first game. I didn't know that I was going to be good at quarterback. When they initially asked me to play quarterback, I said no because I didn't know how to, and I was scared. So when I initially started, training, I'm like, I'm pretty good at throwing. I feel like I should practice more. So I started practicing and practicing. Eventually, I got good. I got pretty good to where the point I'm scoring. The first game, I had 2 touchdowns. But when I really started getting good was like the first time I played Harlem. It's called the Rock Rivalry. I think it's like the Rock River Rivalry. That's what it's called, RRR. So we get a trophy for whoever wins. I'm like, I'm getting that trophy. So I ended up having about 200 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns that game. Pretty amazing stats, but I could have done better on defense, to be honest. I remember that game. I was really lacking on defense. I'm glad my defensive teammates helped me there. But as I got through the year, I always got better. My parents would film me. I definitely still have more stuff to work on. There's no doubt about that. And that's where I am now. We lost the championship, very devastated, to the Roscoe Indians. Shout out to them. They beat us. Such is life.
Yeah, such is life. Those dang Indians.
I think you're muted.
I put myself on mute because they're saying that we're having an echo, and I think it's because we had both microphones.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I said I should mute.
Mine's muted because we can obviously still hear me on your microphone. So this is a learning process.
Yeah.
This is the second episode here of the Outliers podcast. Thank you so much, Aaden Jones, for being on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
It's been a great time. I'm glad to hear that you play football and that you wrestle and that you excel in both. Your best year in football is yet to come, in my opinion, as a sideline coach for your 7th grade season. I really enjoyed it a lot. I've seen all what prospect that you have, so I'm super excited. Moving forward, can't wait. I'm also super excited for this season of the wrestling show to see what you got coming with this $100,000 YouTube Wrestling Classic.
Can't wait for that one. $100,000 is a lot of money, man. There's a lot I could do with that. I could move out of my parents' house, go live by myself, PS5 in a nice gaming room and stuff like that. That sounds like some fun.
It would be fun. So the next time we see Aaden Jones would definitely be in this $100,000 YouTube Wrestling Classic. I'm excited about that, Aaden. You got any new special finishing moves you want to start working on? Like, is there any wrestlers that you've been watching that you've been scouting moves of?
Oh, I've definitely been doing research. I definitely have seen some moves that have caught my eye. I definitely want to be more of like a collegiate style wrestler, ground and pound, stuff like that. I want to take collegiate style wrestling, college, and wrestling, and mix them together and make one big wrestling ball essentially, and take the moves, mix them up. But I definitely have like the sweet chip music. I feel like it's a knockoff of the Death Star kick, but that's okay. It's okay. I like that move. It's one of my favorite moves. I've definitely looked at the DDT, Diamond Dallas Page. He does it the best for sure. And definitely, and definitely the spear. Comes with football. It helps me in all aspects of life.
That's right. You hit me with that spear in our number one contenders match.
Oh yeah,
I remember kicking out at 1.
But it hurt. Yeah,
it hurt.
Look at you holding your
hurt.
Yeah.
But you see, the reason I kicked out like that is because the time we fought before that, you actually beat me with the spear.
Oh, so, really? Did I?
Yes. So I wanted to make sure that anytime you spear me, I jump up instantly and don't try to make sure I'm not missing a rib before I go to kick out. Because I almost kicked out the time you beat me with it, but not again. I learned.
Never know.
So, do you have any advice for your mom? And I know we've had that triple threat number one contenders match, and now your mom's going to be fighting against Johnny Scream. What advice do you have for her in this title match?
Got quite a bit of things to say. So first of all, I just want to say good luck. I hope she wins. Best of luck to her. Second of all, I want to say Johnny Scream is a very mysterious person, a very dirty person in my opinion. I think he's a dirty fighter. The time that I almost fought him, he wanted to get out of the ring, blah, see ya. So I don't like Johnny Scream, but I hope Mom can take him down and slaughter his ego for once. Finally, once and for all. That's what I was trying to say.
I hope she can too, and I got a good feeling that your mom will. She's been training. She's been letting me help her train. I don't want to say too much about this, but she did suffer a minor injury in the ring. I don't really know much of the information. I feel like if you sign up for YouTube memberships, you can watch the behind-the-scenes security footage has been released there. Apparently somebody came in and wrapped her up in an ankle lock and a figure 4, and she's...
Don't want to give too much information.
I don't want to give up too much. Yeah. She's just all types of sore.
Yeah.
So Mom's going to be, or Kate Jones, she's going to be giving a promo here in the next couple of days to talk about her number one contendership and also the shape of her ankle.
Yeah.
So
praying for her too.
Yeah.
Must have hurt. I saw it for myself, but if you guys want to see, you might have to pay a little extra money, but it would be worth it at the end of the day. So, go check that out.
For sure. Cheap plug. Now, do you have any advice, since we're on the topic of advice, do you have any advice for any other aspiring wrestlers out there?
I do want to say wrestling takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of endurance. It's not your everyday endurance like football. It's a different type of endurance. And you wouldn't know until you tried it. There's a lot that comes with wrestling. You definitely need to put the time and the work to actually become a wrestler and want to do this. I know people watch wrestling and I know that they want to be, Roman Reigns, for instance, and they want to be all that, but it's not as easy as it looks. I'm not saying that Roman Reigns is a bad wrestler. I'm just saying, if you want to be like him, you have to put in a lot of effort, in my opinion.
So what you're saying basically is if you want to be a wrestler, you can't be no slouch.
Yeah, you can't slack. You have to put in the work, and you got to be tough. You can't be a crybaby, and you can't be a little girl about it. You're gonna get hurt, and you gotta deal with it. Everybody say wrestling is fake to a certain extent, but when the moves come down to it, none of these kids could ever take a body slam or a 3 amigos. That's not. They just don't know.
And you said you've been taking these moves basically your whole life.
Basically my whole life, yeah. Maybe you're going easy on me, but I know you aren't now, so I really know how it feels.
Yeah, and you're still taking bumps, It's not an easy feat. So if you want to be a wrestler, you got to be able to stick it out. And I've seen Aaden many times get up with a tear held back in his eye, ready to cry, but not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right, but not. You've been strong. You've been a man. A lot more than I can say about other people who we've wrestled with in the past. But you definitely.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I know. You've done a great job. holding up your own. We've all appreciated it, and I appreciate that advice. Aaden Jones, he knows a lot about wrestling in just the short 13 years that he's had on this earth. He's probably forgotten more about wrestling than a lot of wrestlers will ever even know. So through playing video games and wrestling with – he's wrestled with veterans that have had like 20 years experience. Aiden's literally been in the ring with quite a few different wrestlers. He's picked up a lot of different stuff. And I'm excited to see you wrestle in your next match. I've always been a fan. I've been a fan of Aaden Jones since the beginning of time. Maybe not in the video games if we wrestle that way, because he has had a tendency. I'm going to tell him a story real quick.
Oh,
He's had a tendency to get a little competitive when it comes to playing video games. So one time, me and old Donnie Boy, we're sitting down in our basement over on 18th Avenue, and we're playing WCW Revenge. NWO versus WCW. We're having a Royal Rumble, and I am just legendary at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You've been playing it your whole life, you old person.
Let me just say, legendary at Royal Rumbles on video games. And Aaden, he's cocky, up-and-coming prodigy. Thinks he's going to be able to beat me in the game. Anyway, I feel like I throw him out without even having to do like the A and D toggle or whatever. He gets mad, sitting in my lap, right? This nice little sweet moment. Sitting in my lap, turns around and literally slaps me right across my face. Dead ass.
I wonder what happened after that.
I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. But there was a consequence. And as we call it in the wrestling days, he got his receipt. Let me just tell you that. But Aaden and I have not always agreed when it came to video games. But as far as in the ring is concerned, maybe you and I need to have like a tag team match or something. I think that'd be really good for the wrestling fans to see us actually work together for once instead of you whooping me all the time.
Of course.
We'll see if Mom can find a tag team partner.
Yeah.
Good luck, Kate.
Yeah, I doubt she can. Right. Everybody, it's a love-hate relationship between that woman.
Mm-hmm. JB said, we got to play a Royal Rumble on N64 No Mercy. Bro, I'm announcing it right now. JB is going to be a guest on the Outliers Clubhouse, and we will figure out a way to live stream a video game. I'll figure it out. Now that I figured out the microphone.
I can do it. I got a webcam.
Aaden does have a webcam. So if you want to watch Aaden stream live on YouTube, what's your channel?
I haven't set it up yet, but I initially got banned on YouTube. I was like, 10 years old trying to stream myself play Roblox, and I got banned for I think copyright music or something like that.
Oh, probably listening to music in the background. All right, well, stay tuned because Aiden's going to be streaming very soon.
I stream on Twitch.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Do you have a Twitch handle?
I do. I think it's 815 Aaden.
All right.
I stream on Twitch quite a bit. I just stream. I stream Fortnite. I stream UFC a lot. I play a lot of UFC, and I stream Rocket League sometimes.
Okay. Nice.
I don't really play Call of Duty anymore. That game's dead.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. I can't believe it. We've stood the test of time. But next time we got JB on, we're going to have a live video game, Royal Rumble. It's going to be pretty badass. He said it's what game did he say it was?
No Mercy.
N64 No Mercy. If we play on JB's Nintendo, he should have all of us created.
Oh, really?
So
I'll be me.
You be you. He can be himself. Kate can be herself. We'll do all four of us. And that would be pretty damn dope. I'll have to talk to Kate about it. We'll see how she's feeling. See if she's down to play video games. See if she's even down to talk to me.
I think she's in bed eating chicken noodle soup right now.
Is she?
Probably.
Maybe I'll send her a nice little text message after we're done here.
You know how she gets. She might be a little bit crabby right now,
Maybe I'll send it in the morning.
Yeah. Good idea.
Okay, so what advice do you have for other aspiring YouTubers out there? Obviously, you're a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. You've also had Snapchat before. What's your advice for just being creative and feeling comfortable being who you are?
So there's a lot of topics that come with being a YouTuber. You got to be able to fight through the adversity of being a YouTuber. Say you go to school, right, and you have a YouTube channel. If people are hating on you, you know you're doing something right, because in the long run, they might be jealous of you, because I deal with that at school. People will be like, oh, you have a wrestling show? That's pretty lame. I'm like, really? You're just hating just to hate? or you're jealous. We all know that these kids and all the kids that do it are just little boys like me that just to hate, and
hate you because they ain't you, bro.
Yeah, and you have to be able to post daily. You got to be able to stream daily, post daily. I'm not really like a big streamer. I just stream just to have fun, give some people to watch when they're bored sometimes. I usually, when I'm on the game, I'm usually streaming. I probably have about 3 to 4 hour streams usually. Sometimes I'll switch between games, UFC. I'll play Fortnite. I'm usually playing UFC though. I kind of stopped playing Fortnite for numerous of reasons, but we don't need to go into those details probably because I just rage a lot.
So I'm glad that you know your own limitations. So good advice for any other aspiring YouTubers out there. Just be comfortable in your own skin. If somebody's talking trash to you, it's just because they're jealous.
In a nutshell.
All right, I got another question for you, Aaden.
Keep them coming.
Who is your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman?
Yeah, out of all the actors that have ever played Batman, who do you think did it the best?
Out of all of the actors that played Batman, the one that's the best, the one that stands out to me the most. I've seen all the Batmans. My favorite one.
Batman? You seen that one?
I've seen that one. I watched that one with my grandpa. Spent a lot of time with him. I'm gonna have to say Michael Keaton.
Yes.
He's definitely. I think he's in the one with what's that dude? Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it.
That's like Batman Forever, and that's not Michael Keaton. That's George Clooney. Are you gonna switch it up and go Clooney on me?
I'm gonna have to. I like that movie.
Clooney me?
I'm gonna Clooney you. I really do like that movie. I watched it so many times, but I feel like I'm gonna have to switch it up and ask you a question.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie, comedy-wise?
Oh, my favorite comedy movie?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, it comes down to 2 movies. Borat and Superbad. Those are the funniest 2 movies. And I seen them in theaters. Like, I'm personally old enough to say that I was in the theater for both of those movies on their release, and like just the crowd laughing. Yeah. All together in unison. Like, it made me feel comfortable. I was like, you know what? God damn it. If everybody else is laughing this much, I'm going to laugh too. So I really, really ripped and laughed hard at both of those movies. So what about you? What's your favorite comedy?
My favorite comedy is either going to have to be Step Brothers or what's that movie called? What's it called? We watched it the other day. With
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal. That movie was so funny, bro. That one dude, that his friend, so funny talking about the whale and stuff.
Did you see the toe?
Did you see the toe? They're talking about Morton's toes, where your second toe is bigger than
Which
your
actually, I believe Aaden has one of those toes.
I suffer from that.
Force them out for the toe.
But I'm gonna have to say I like Step Brothers more because that one scene, I'm gonna run my nutsack on your drum set. Don't you dare touch my drum set.
How did I know you were gonna say that?
Because that is the best part in the movie. I really enjoyed that part. Me and Uncle Philip watched that over and over again. Me and my uncle. Me and him are close. We watched that movie so many times. Actually, no. I'm actually gonna take that back.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna take that back.
He's backstepping from the ball humor.
That one was funny, but there was another movie that I watched that I just remembered. Hangover. First one.
Yeah.
The funniest movie I've ever watched. Easily. I just remembered that I watched that one. That one was so funny. There's a lot of bad stuff in that movie, but I'm obviously mature enough and old enough to watch it.
Of course.
There was a scene where they're hungover in an apartment, have no idea what's going on. One dude's missing a tooth. One dude's missing his pants. One dude's missing the friend. One of them's missing literally.
Right.
And then one of the friends without the pants tries to go look for his pants. So he goes into the bathroom. He's like, I gotta take a whiz. So he starts peeing. And then he looks over while still peeing, looks at the tiger, goes back to peeing. And then he looks over one more time. And then he actually realizes there's a tiger in there. But in the grand scheme of things, at the end of the movie, they were actually in Mike Tyson's hotel. Actually, no, they weren't in his hotel. They ended up stealing his tiger from his house.
That's right. Okay.
And then one of the friends started to, do it with the tiger while they were trying to get it into the car. When they were trying to get it in, they stole a police car, tried to get it in, and one of the friends, thrusted it, you kind of get what I'm saying, as a joke, because they're all high on what I think there's a short word for it. I don't know what drug it was. It was a sleeping drug.
Like a Norco?
Yeah, something like that. I
think the other phrase you were looking for was dry humping.
Yeah, that. I'm not
there yet. I don't really use that phrase yet. I think that'd be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, the other funny scene is where they had an Asian dude tied up in a trunk. He's butt naked, has the smallest ding dong anybody would ever see in their life. Oh my God, that's one of the other funniest parts in that movie for sure.
That is really, really funny.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot. There's a lot of good funny movies out there, bro. What do you think about Mario? I know we're going.
Oh my God, that movie's great. What do you think
about that movie?
That movie's really good. I really enjoyed it. I've had my friends go and see it. That's definitely in my top 20 favorite movies of all time. But at number one, try to guess. What is my number one favorite movie just all around? I'll give you some hints as you go on.
Your favorite movie all around?
Yeah.
Have I seen it?
Yeah.
Have we watched it together?
Yeah. Numerous of times.
Is it The Waterboy?
No.
Little Nicky?
No.
Ready to Rumble?
No.
Ready to Rumble?
No. Yeah, all right. I used to imitate this guy all the time.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Come on!
Hold on. Is it...
I know you...
Dennis the Menace?
Yeah, there you go.
Is your favorite movie still?
Yeah, that's definitely... I used to watch it every single day. Words can't put it to words how I used to watch that movie every single day. I'd watch it all the time.
Aaden used to have this innate quality where he could make me cry. Literally make me start crying if he started parodying Walter Matthau. Mr. Wilson. Remember, we used to start saying those Mr. Wilson things, and I would literally just start crying, laughing so hard I couldn't help myself. We still hit a Mr. Wilson promo.
Let me. I think the little rat put nasal spray in my mouthwash and toilet cleanser in my nasal spray or something like that. I need to remember
how to watch that movie.
We need to watch that again. That's funny. I like the part where he's trying to clean up the paint and he accidentally pressed the Dennis accidentally pressed the switch and a big paint came flying out and landed into his grill, and then he's like, tastes like paint and wood because he was eating a steak and paint got into a steak.
Oh, Martha goes, I'll go make some
sandwiches. Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Oh, yeah.
Good times. Maybe we'll do another stream one day where we just talk about Aiden's favorite movies, because that could really be a funny rabbit hole.
Oh, God. So many of them, man. I really enjoy movies.
You didn't answer your question, though, or the earlier question. We got really sidetracked a long time ago. What's going to last longer, Vince McMahon's mustache or Roman Reigns' title reign?
We got so sidetracked from that. I'm going to have to say Roman Reigns' title reign, because Vince McMahon is very, very old, and I feel like Vince McMahon is going to die before Roman Reigns loses that belt.
Wow.
Yeah, I do. I hate him with all my heart, but as long as Vince McMahon is in office, love you too. I guess that was kind of awkward, but
hey, we love everybody. We love all the Outliers fans out here.
For sure.
We're talking about us. We're talking about you, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. But yeah, so you're saying as long as Vince McMahon's around, they're going to keep Roman Reigns the champion.
For sure. I don't foresee him losing the belt anytime soon, in my opinion.
No, there's been other guys that have had the title for over 1,000 days, over 2,000 days. Bruno Sammartino had it for over 2,000 days.
Who is that?
Like twice. Some really old guy that nobody even knows anymore. Bob Backlund had it for over 1,000 days.
I think I've heard of that name before.
Yeah, he lost an infamous match to Kevin Nash in Madison Square Garden in like 6 seconds. Hulk Hogan had the belt for over 1,000 days.
Understandable.
So there's been quite a few guys that have had the belt for a long time. So, yeah, Roman's reign could last a long effing time, and Cody could just be the next guy to get beat on this path of Roman continuing this epic reign.
The way that is going now, I think that Roman Reigns is going to have the belt for a pretty long time. No matter how much I despise him, I'm just speaking facts. And I feel like that anybody that watches the WWE like that could agree with me because they put over the Usos, they put over Solo Sikoa, they put over the whole entire Samoan bloodline, and they try to make it seem like it's, actually like a big thing. I don't take it seriously. Solo Sikoa is literally one of the most boring wrestlers, one of the most unathletic wrestlers that I've ever watched. I watched a match between him and Matt Riddle. That match was only good because Matt Riddle carried the match. His finishing move is a Samoan spike. I can see wasn't he Umaga's son?
He's actually Rikishi's son. Umaga's like their uncle. So since he died, he took Umaga's outfit, essentially. He dresses just like him. And the thumb spike, and took his move too. So
I'm pretty sure that was cool when Umaga did it, but I don't really like it when he does it. It may fit him because he's Samoan, but in my eyes, it doesn't fit his character. I don't.
True, yeah, and it wasn't even his dad, so it is kind of a far stretch for a sympathy cheer. But whatever. Roman Reigns right now is the head of the table, and until somebody comes along to dethrone him, he's going to be there for what might be a very, very long time.
I like his new theme song, though. I liked it way better than his old one.
His new theme song is...
Especially when you hear it live.
Yeah.
Because he fought Drew McIntyre. Everybody knows who was going to win that match. I don't know how many times Drew McIntyre has lost to Roman Reigns. Too many times.
Enough. I want to give a shout-out to our guest from last week, Joe Panther III, from the Twins at Ringside, and he predicted that Roman Reigns was going to lose the championship at SummerSlam.
I had a feeling. Yep.
So Cody Rhodes in a rematch. So Cody, we know, is going to be fighting Brock Lesnar up next at this San Jose or wherever they're at, Puerto Rico, something like that in Mexico. I think it's Puerto Rico for WrestleMania Backlash. And then I think after he fights against Brock, he's probably going to get another title match against Roman. So you think that Roman Reigns is going to beat Cody for a second time at SummerSlam?
It's hard to make predictions now, but off of everything that I've watched and off of everything that I've seen, I think that if Cody Rhodes beats Brock Lesnar, he's going to beat Roman. But if he loses to Brock Lesnar, I think they might just be done with him, like bury him, use him as a jobber.
Yeah, bro, that's a good point. It really makes me want to watch the WrestleMania Backlash now to see what they're going to do with that. I think it's 2 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be watching it. We'll probably go live on Instagram. So if you follow us on Instagram, we'll probably do a live stream during that match. It's going to be pretty cool. But thank you so much, Aaden, for coming on the Outliers podcast. I had a great time with you.
Yeah, it was so fun. I'd love to do it again.
We'll definitely have you back again, 100% for sure. Our next guest is a good friend of mine named Devin. He's got a YouTube channel here called D-Bone Central. Him and I made a video with Kate Jones last week. Her last known wrestling video up until this point was shot with Devin. If you want to check out the Wrestling Show's live stream tomorrow, we're going to be doing a special behind-the-scenes video that I made in memory of Kate Jones. So you guys need to check that out. Be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications to watch that tomorrow. It's going to be really good.
Yeah.
But shout out to D-Bone. I'll be excited to have him on the podcast.
Shout out to him.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the Outliers podcast. I am Matt Jones, 2587. My guest today, 815 Aaden, my son, the prodigy, the best wrestler in the galaxy.
I'm
saying it right now. He's going to be the future of wrestling. You guys don't even know. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, share this video, let your friends know what you've been watching. All right, Donnie boy. Love you, buddy.
All right, love you. See you guys later.
Yep.